And I think there are many, many, many who are not prepared for it at all, and they retreat into busyness. They retreat into their job, they retreat into law, they retreat into attorneys, they retreat into politicians, into economists, into priests and pastors. They retreat into their metaphysics. It becomes this metaphysical armor that they keep themselves from being in contact with with life and the initiations and the shifts in consciousness and the new awarenesses. They play it safe, and they work, and they get a retirement, and they buy their cars, and they wear their clothes, and they're incognito. They're zombies. They're automaton robots. And when I meet them and I pull their mask off and say, "Hey, peekaboo," I run a very big risk. I've met some that are pleasant underneath, others that are not pleasant at all. I've met many supposedly bad people who are only enacting the bad because it's a role that keeps them safe from having to truly become an adult. I have met people who are good and they're only pretending to be good, like many people think of politicians or doctors or what have you. But it's only an act, and you pull that mask away and they are evil incarnate because they have nothing else. You know, if they're not good, then they got to be bad. I understand why a lot of people put blinders on. What are we supposed to do with all this? What are we supposed to do? I enjoy people. It's a mystery adventure journey of discovery. But I've got this idea. And the idea is basically we are all one. And so every aspect that I come into contact and discover or uncover, every mask that I, am graced to have set aside so that I can present myself to the actual person in front of me instead of their character. What was I going to say? Anyway, it's a blessing and a boon. Oh, the idea is that their genuinely authentic self underneath all the stuff is an aspect of myself. That there really is no separation, except that in space and time, for existence to occur, there must be space and time. Without space and time, there is no existence. So I cannot have this adventure of discovery without this seeming illusion of separateness. And when I can remove that mask and see the genuine person underneath, I can see an aspect of myself. Because ultimately we are all one. And it's my self-image of myself, what I think I am, that limits me from integrating certain aspects of myself. So there may be some dark aspects out in the world that I come into contact with and realization of that don't that destabilize my self-image. They destabilize my ego. My ego says, wait a second, I don't want to be part of that. I want to have this, which is self-will run riot. I got clean and sober at 21. And they taught me a lot. There were a lot of basic life truths that I was ready for. So that prepared me for this. Prepared me at a young age to accept that I had an ego and that my ego image separates, differentiates, individuates out my own little view and perspective. But what that does is it separates me from aspects of myself and then manifest unconscious. What comes to light are these unconscious contents, these aspects of myself that I have separated off, that I don't want to allow into my consciousness, my own image of myself.